What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Under the Rim podcast. And man, it's been about a week since the NBA came back, and I just wanted to gauge how all these different teams were playing, what the playoff seeding could potentially look like, how teams are generally meshing together and playing against each other in the bubble. And let's just get right into it. So basically, first, I got to talk about the Lakers. I have to talk about how the Lakers are doing this season, or in these last few games, how they're playing. So the first game, they beat the Clippers. They beat them by the LeBron James. He drives to the basket. He tries to, I don't know if he tries to take a mid range or something like that. He ends up missing the shot, and then he gets his own board and he lays it back in, and then he wins them the game. Next game, they lose that. Hold on, let me see if I can find that. Let me just move my phone off the desk here. Let me just try and find what the Lakers have been looking like here. NBA Lakers schedule. Let me see here. So, last few games they've been playing. Okay, so they came back and they beat the Clippers by 2. And then they shit the bed to the Raptors, 107-92. And then they beat the Jazz, 116-108. Shit the bed to the Lakers. LeBron was out against the Rockets. They shit the bed there. So they're currently 2 and what is this? 2-3, 2-3 in the thing right now. So tomorrow they're playing the Pacers, then the Nuggets, and then the Kings. So what do I think how they're playing right now? Because they are not looking good right now. Everyone is saying, what are the Lakers doing? What is even happening? LeBron is looking old. Danny Green is some ass. AD is being inconsistent. Kuzma is shit in the bed. Dion Waiters is sometimes he's good. Sometimes he catches fire. Sometimes he's shit. J.R. Smith is J.R. Smith. So what's going on? Okay, here is what I think is happening with the Lakers, and people are going to ask me generally straight up, what do you think is happening with the Lakers? Don't be biased. So this is me trying to be as unbiased as possible. The Lakers ended up securing the first seed. Okay, I generally think they were trying against the Raptors. I think they were giving it their all. At least I hope they were. So they could secure the first seed, and I think after they secure the first seed, they are playing like shit because they don't give a shit. If you guys can try to understand what I'm saying. And I'm not making an excuse and saying, oh, they're not trying. I hate the fact that they aren't, because I feel like, especially like Kobe, like he embodied that mentality that you play hard no matter what. You play hard till the end, and you play hard for every single game 110%. But it does not look like this is what this Lakers team is doing. I feel like LeBron could play way better. There is no way a man who was averaging 25, 9 and 10 something assists just magically becomes shit, okay, in the same year. I don't think that happens. I think LeBron is dialing it back a little bit, and I think he needs to fix that ASAP. Because if y'all look right here, they were beating teams convincingly. They were beating teams before the break happened convincingly. They beat the Clippers 112-103 before the break went down, So I don't really know what these guys are doing, but I think they need to step it up a little bit. I think LeBron is playing stellar defense, but on the offensive end, I think LeBron could be doing either one of two things. He could be the first one I don't really understand. He could be saving his strength for the playoffs, saving to go off, but you had an enormous break, and all you got to do is really just play 8 games. So I don't know if he's pacing himself, but I really don't understand that one either. Or I feel like he's letting his teammates get back into the swing of things, because it is a lot of pieces they brought in that they need to work into the system. So that could be something too. That could be something that is going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. But personally, I don't know at all. I don't know what the Lakers are doing. Those are my hunches because I feel like they secured the first seed, so they don't need to. They don't really care anymore about competing too hard because it's not like they're going for a wins record. It's not like they're going for 60 wins because they can't really get 60 wins. So I don't. I think against the Pacers tomorrow they should win that game. That is a very easily winnable game. The Thunder should have been a very easily winnable game. But like if I'm loading up the box score right here for the Thunders versus Lakers, and I look at here, let me go to the official game, the official stats, NBA. I'm trying to just read. So yesterday, no, that's when LeBron was out. So I want to go when the whole team was playing, for the most part. Go back. Can I not go back any further than that? Interesting, very interesting. Scores. Okay, here we go. All right, so box score. So again, they got blown out of the goddamn water, 105 to 86, which is insane to me. They only outscored them in one quarter, and that was the second quarter by one. So you go to Lakers here. LeBron had 19 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. And he shot 0% from 3 and 36%, about 37% from the field. So he was 7 for 19, missing all his shots. I feel like he had a poor shooting performance. 0 for 5 from 3. Anthony Davis had 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. And he shot 0 from 3 and 3 for 11. So the Lakers right now, they only had 3 people in double digits scoring, while the Clippers had 5 people in double digits scoring, and LeBron led the Lakers in all categories except assists. So this is what I'm saying. I feel like you're not gonna really see Anthony Davis of all people with 9 points. I think they're trying to put him at the 5. I just want to see I didn't really get to watch the Rockets game yesterday because I knew that was gonna be a wash without LeBron. If you don't got LeBron right there, you are losing that game. So Kuzma dropped the high in points with 21. Danny Green has been playing like garbage. I'm telling you, the biggest problem right now with the Lakers is their shooting. The defense could be better, but the defense isn't their number one concern because they have defense. They can play defense. It is their shooting. The Lakers are shooting like fucking garbage after they have come back. It's horrible. It is horrible the way they're shooting. They've lost 3 out of the 5 so far they've played. They need to do something, and they need to do something quick, okay? Because it's looking bad out there. It's looking horrible out there. I'm trying to look at the stats right now. 2020 season. Can I not look at this year's stats? Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I think they're shooting a season low while returning to the bubble. So don't even ask me, bro. Don't even ask me what's happening because I just think they need to fix up, and they need to fix up quick. I think once they get into the playoffs, we should be seeing improvement from LeBron. I really think LeBron will turn it on in the playoffs. I really think that is something that will happen. I've seen it time and time again. I didn't get to see it last year because man was injured. They missed the playoffs. So, but LeBron has a good track record. It's not like he hasn't turned it up in the playoffs before. It's not like he hasn't gone crazy before, when he needs to. 2018 run was LeBron's last playoff run, and that might have been his greatest playoff run, without a chip. So I can't really say no, and I can't really say what exactly is going on with these guys. Pardon me. And then it's just interesting to me because a lot of people are just tagging me, but they have the second highest wins in the league behind the Milwaukee Bucks. They had 55 and they have 51. So who knows? Who knows? I think the Lakers are going to the finals this year. I think if they really get it together and they really get their shooting together, this team is a really good team. this team is a really good team. They have shooters, they have defense, they got leadership, they have playoff experience. So that's all I'm saying. The biggest threat to the Lakers in my eyes are the Clippers and the Clippers and maybe the Bucks. So yeah, that's all I can really say right now. But let's look at these other teams. So I'm looking at potential matchups. I'm going to look at the Western Conference first. So it looks like in the first round, I think that the Trailblazers will pass the Grizzlies for the 8th seed. So let's say either Memphis or Portland against the Lakers. I think that's an easy win in about 5 games for the Lakers. If it's against the Grizzlies, I think they sweep the Grizzlies. If it's against the Trailblazers, I think Dame will have that one game where he goes off for 50 plus points and they'll end up winning the game. And I think the Lakers will win it in 5. If you do, then you have the LA Clippers against the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Clippers win that in about 6. Denver Nuggets against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Honestly, the Denver Nuggets, I want to believe in them. I really do want to believe in them. But I think OKC can pull off the upset in about 7 games. I think they go 7 games with OKC. Because OKC, they were projected to not even make the playoffs. And they're 6th seed. And they just gave the Lakers a run for their money. So don't be sleeping on OKC. Then we got the Utah Jazz against the Houston Rockets. I think that's an easy dub for the Rockets in 6 games, honestly. Then you have, and this is just first round I'm talking about right now. Then you have the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference going up against the Orlando Magic. We know that Washington isn't making it. I think it's a wrap for them. It's game over for them immediately. So I think Milwaukee Bucks against Orlando Magic. I think Milwaukee takes that in 4. Toronto Raptors against the Brooklyn Nets. I think Toronto takes that in 4 or 5, depending on how the Brooklyn Nets want to play that day. Boston Celtics against the 76ers. That is going to be an interesting matchup but I think the 76ers are really inconsistent. I think on paper they're supposed to be this really good team, this championship team, but they are not getting it done. Ben Simmons doesn't want to take jumpers. Joel Embiid just again wants to take jumpers, doesn't want to post up a lot. He's getting out here. He's getting clamped by Marc Gasol. So who the hell knows? And then you'll have... So I think the Celtics could take it in about 6 games. I don't think I see the 76ers getting past the first round if they do end up going against the Boston Celtics. I think they lose in 6 or 7. And then we have the Miami Heat and Indiana Pacers. I think Miami takes that in 6 because that TJ Warren, Jimmy Butler matchup. Jimmy Butler is going to be a different type of animal when he gets in there. So that's my just predictions for the first round and who I think will beat who. So right now I have a thing going on with one of my friends. I made a bet saying the Denver Nuggets will not make it out of the second round because he is telling me they could wash the Clippers, they can beat them, and get into the conference finals. Yes, the Denver Nuggets are a good team. I'm not going to deny that. The third seed for a reason. They're a good team. But the Denver Nuggets kind of does this. They do this thing every other year. Let me search up Denver Nuggets. Can I just see it right here? Their history in the NBA. Let me see. I just want to search some more real quick. Stats. 2018 season. Can I see their place in the 2018 season? Playoff stats. Games played. They made it in 2018. Played 14 games. 2012. 2011. Okay, so 2018. I'm telling you, not that much success. Really not that much success if I look at the Denver Nuggets. I think they're a good young team, but I don't think they have enough to burn it out right now. With the starting lineup like Will Barton, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Gary Harris, and Jeremy Grant, I think that this team gets washed in the playoffs. This team will get washed by either... If they make it out of the first round, they're getting wiped by the Lakers or the Clippers in the second round. They're 18th in points per game, 4th in assists per game, rebounds 19th, and offensive points per game 9th. So they are not the greatest team, but they are not the worst team, So they took an L to the Heat, they took an L to the Magic, and they took an L to the Portland Trailblazers. So this is what I am saying. If you put them up against the Lakers, for example, you got to guard LeBron AD. Hopefully they still don't have their shooting woes. This is assuming the Lakers get their shit together. Because honestly, if the Lakers keep playing like shit, maybe the Nuggets can overturn them, But I'm assuming the Lakers play like the Lakers and actually turn it up. So that's what I think the Nuggets gonna do. I made a bet $10. Just I don't think they're getting out of the second round. I think that's a reasonable bet. That makes sense. Unless there's some major upset. Knock on wood. There's some major upset and that happens. I'll lose my mind. I'll lose my shit. The Raptors. I want to talk about the Raptors now. Okay, so I've been talking to my friends, and the Raptors are second in the conference for a reason. They're second. They have basically almost 50 wins for a reason. They're on a winning streak of 7 right now. Is that the highest in the NBA? Yeah, they're on the highest win streak in the NBA. They have won 7 in a row, and I'm getting this off the NBA website. So what does this mean? Do I think the Raptors can go back to back? I said to my friend in like a fit of rage, 0% chance they can make the finals. Of course, that's some idiotic shit. Unbiased and no rage against the Raptors. I think there is a chance they can get to the finals. Do I think a chance they can go back to back? No. I think there is. I think they. If it has to line up right for the Raptors, everything has to line up perfectly for them to win. But I think if they match up against the Bucks, say for example, maybe in the conference finals or the second round, no, they can't match up in the second round. What am I saying? If they match up with them in the conference finals, I think the Bucks beat them in 7. I think I give them the 7 games because the Raptors have this impeccable defense. This impeccable defense. But if a team figures out how to break that, it's gonna be game over for them because offensively they're good, but when it comes down to those clutch moments, you gotta be able to rely on somebody. And like I keep saying over and over and over, their boy last year that you said give me the ball and take me there. All right, where you give them the ball and you said, yeah, let's do it. He's gone. He's on the Clippers. And who is the closer right now? Is it Fred VanVleet? Is it Kyle Lowry? Is it Siakam? Who is closing these games? Who is gonna guard Giannis? Who is gonna stop these teams? So the Raptors are gonna be a wild card. I think possibly they'll probably make the conference finals, but I don't see them making the finals. I think they're very good, but I don't see them making the finals, honestly. My sleeper team for the Eastern Conference is honestly the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat have won. I didn't think they were gonna do any good. I thought they were gonna be 6th, 7th seed. Honestly, they're the 4th seed, and they have won 43 games. And it's crazy. They match up really well against a team like the Raptors. And they are some dogs on that team. They will go to war and back just to win the games. They will fight hard. My wild card for the Western Conference, though, if you want to know my sleeper team, it's the Portland Trailblazers. I was saying maybe Dame could go off, but this team, I don't know, because Nurkic is back and everything, so maybe it's either the Trailblazers or Oklahoma City Thunder, because everyone was doubting them already. Everyone's like, they're shit, they're not even gonna make the playoffs, and now they're 6th seed, But then the Trailblazers have those moments like last year. I even forgot that they went to the conference finals last year. I forgot that shit immediately because that series was a wash, all right? Because you're going up against the Warriors, you don't got Nurkic. They're fully healthy. I'm telling you right now, no one's beating that Warrior squad fully healthy. Durant, Curry, Clay, Draymond, they're all playing at 100% and in full chemistry. You're not stopping these guys. And I don't want to hear anything about Trailblazers beating them, or the Warriors could have went down. No, that team was literally one of the best teams we have ever seen. But you're probably going to say, do you think, like you said, the Lakers are going to make the finals? How sure are you of that if they're playing like shit? I'm telling you right now, it is going to be a different intensity in these playoffs. It's going to be something like we've never seen before. The fans aren't there. It is like a closed gym. It is going to be intense. I really don't think there should be an asterisk next to whoever wins the chip this year, because they are playing like normal games. They are competing hard. There is nothing different about them doing it in an arena versus in this like closed space, without any fans. The only difference is there's no fans there. The net is still the same height. The players are still playing the same minutes, and they're still shooting the same ball into the same net. there is literally zero to no difference. So there shouldn't be an asterisk. So you guys have heard my thoughts on the Lakers, my predictions for the first round of the playoffs. Lakers fans out there, don't be too worried about the Lakers. Don't worry about them too much. Yes, they are struggling right now, but they will figure it out. LeBron will turn it up in the playoffs. AD's not going to be scoring 9 over and over. The only person you need to worry about on that team is Danny Green and KCP. These are the most two inconsistent ass mans I've ever seen in my life. So they need to figure out their shit. I don't know what Danny Green is doing. He needs to go home. He needs to go to the gym and take 500 straight shots. All right, that's all I want to hear from this guy. Just shooting. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the whole playoff situation, teams, everything. I want to thank you guys so much for listening, and I just want to quickly just do some self-advertising here. I have been streaming on Twitch lately. I've been doing Warzone, Ghost of Tsushima. I plan on doing upcoming games like any PS5 games. I know Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is dropping next month. I already pre-ordered that. Gonna be streaming that. So if you guys haven't yet, please follow my Twitch. It is twitch.tv/theycallmemythic. That's where I do all my streams. If you missed the stream, however, I made a second channel called Mythic Plays on YouTube where I just upload all my streams, some highlights, anything I do. If you can't watch it on Twitch, it's on there as well. If you haven't subscribed to my main YouTube channel, that's where I do all my basketball content, where I upload all the podcast episodes, anything about 2K, anything really basketball related in general. It's at They Call Me Mythic. So those are the main brands I'm using right now. My second channel, Mythic Plays, my Twitch, twitch.tv /They Call Me Mythic, and my main channel, They Call Me Mythic. So if you guys want to watch any gaming or anything, just head over there, or any more basketball content, just head over to my main YouTube. I want to thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys again next week.